Vanakkam.
Namaste.
Namaskaram.
Sai Ram.
Jai Shri Ram.
Swamiye Saramayappa. Om Shakti.
Shakti.
Welcome everybody. Good evening to everyone out there. We are currently streaming live in the Nature South on Attenville TV. I know, we're a little late.
Yeah.
Sorry guys, I was stuck in another meeting and at another appointment, and unfortunately traffic caught me. So I apologize to you also.
Traffic every day.
Yeah, man. So welcome everybody. We are streaming live on Attenville TV. This is the show called The Journey. It's about exploring Hinduism as a whole. And I'm your host, Kimera Heeralal. By my side, we've got Pritesh, Hiramoney.
Namaste everyone.
Alright, so today we're still doing part 2 of Meenakshi Devi, right?
Yeah.
Or we call her Meenakshi Sundareswara.
Yeah.
Alright, so this is part 2, and as we start and open up the show, we got Devon Naidu coming in saying Namaskaram. Good evening to you, Uncle Devon. Nice to see you. Sorry I'm late. Yeah, I'm stuck in traffic. Sorry about that, man, everybody. I know load shedding is hitting at 8 o'clock in the south, so I do apologize. Alright, so let's talk about, this is part 2 now, okay, of the Meenakshi Sundareswara. And I like to address it as Meenakshi Devi, Alright, so do interact with us in the show today, Uncle Devon, as we are, Devon rather. You still must call him Uncle, huh?
Yeah.
Am I right? No, I have to. Okay, so Uncle Devon, we are doing part 2. So we spoke about the legend, the story behind Meenakshi Amma. If there's anything else you'd like to share with us, interact with us in studio today, as this is part 2 of the origins of Meenakshi Sundareswara. Yeah? I hope I'm saying it correctly. Forgive me, I'm English speaking. Okay, so before we get to it, should we open up the show with a little bit of a good vibe? Yeah. Let's do it. Oh, okay. You think they're going to say we're uncultured?
Uncultured, yeah.
It's you, man. I'll stay exactly where you are. Coming up to give the show a good vibe with Desh and Style and Naidu, let's look at the rendition of music he's put together.
Krishna
Goinda, Goinda, Govinda. Yes, it is Amma's time, but today is Lord Vishnu, Krishna's time.
Yeah.
So yeah, we must shout for our deities. All right. We got Devan Naidu helping us out with the show today. Before we take a break to commercial, we ask, for those of you who just joined the show, we are talking about goddess Meenakshi Sundareswara. And Devan Naidu coming in on YouTube saying that firstly, he did mention goddess Meenakshi blesses devotees and gives all sorts of prosperity in their life. He also continues saying it is mainly advisable for ladies to visit and worship in this temple before their marriage in order to get their good life partner and also to live with great courage. Ooh, it's great to be going to the Meenakshi temple, huh?
Yeah.
No, me especially.
Oh yeah, for the lady, yeah.
And then he also says good physique and with spiritual energy in their mind. That's true. But isn't that like that should also, Devin, don't you agree with me that we should also have good physique and spiritual energy all the time?
All the time, yeah.
In any form, in any time, at any deity. You know what I mean? But thank you for that. Thank you for that information. It actually does help. Ladies and gentlemen, we are still talking about goddess Meenakshi Sundareswara. I call her Meenakshi Devi or Amma. Interact with us in studio today, just like how Devin does. We'd like to hear from you guys. And don't forget, this show and this platform is not a fighting platform. It's about educating others. And well, it's about educating others and entertaining one another. We'd also like to learn from you, like we have today from you, Mr. Naidu. It has been an honor and a pleasure.
Yeah.
Please stick around as we'll come back straight after this commercial break.
You can do anything. All you need is determination and a fresh pair of these nallies. But what's the point of looking like Injay game if all your money is on your feet and your dreams go up in flames? In this world of doing it for a gram, do you want a bank that takes your money or a bank that takes your money seriously?
Vanakkam.
Namaste.
Namaskaram.
Sai Ram.
Jai Shri Ram.
Swami Sranamayappa. Om Shakti.
Parashakti.
Welcome back, everybody. All right, welcome back. For those of you who just joined us, okay, today I'm a little late, but now you're late. And if you just joined us and you are watching for the very first time, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. And you are watching The Journey, a show about exploring Hinduism as a whole. Now, if you'd like to interact with us in studio today, please comment at the bottom of the screen, or you could use the bottom right of your screen and you can see our WhatsApp line is right there. All right, so we're talking about the goddess Meenakshi Sundareswara. And we're talking about the origins of this deity. So the information that we've gathered, I'd like to give a big thank you to Dr. P.K. Maestri for this information, as he wrote the book on Meenakshi Amma, and he has a temple on it, MSK. So it's also, how do you pronounce it? Meenakshi Sundareswari Koval.
Koval.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the MSK temple in Lenasia South on Starling Street, if I'm not mistaken. And it's, we're attending there now since, okay, he's been doing it for a long time. I moved back to the site quite recent, so yeah, I'm back home now. It's quite exciting. And you know what? Home is home. I must home. I wish we knew each other back then. I'll come home.
Come home, yeah.
But now we're family again, like reunited, and it feels so good. Okay, let's get to it. All right, so let's talk about the presiding deity, goddess Meenakshi. Okay, so full name, Meenakshi Sundareswara. Now, many people call her different names. Also, they can refer to as Angayarkani is another name that they use. And it's the beautiful name of goddess Meenakshi in Tamil, for those of you who didn't know. And I just learned something. So, Meenakshi actually comes from a Kayalkani, meaning one with beautiful fish-like eyes, which is a revision and a summary of yesterday's show. Referring to fish, and Akshi referring to the eyes, right? So we did do this yesterday in the show, and always awake. So we were speaking about how Ma is always watching over you.
Over us, yeah.
She doesn't ever stop watching over her devotees, you know? So the pleasing eyes and the warm smile and the elegant posture that Ma has, her shapely arms and her ornamental decoration are unique to the goddess, right? Nowhere can one actually see such a divine deity with so much of grace in Tamil Nadu. Now, whenever we talk about our deities, notice that they come from the place Tamil Nadu. We're not talking about the religion. We're talking about the place. Okay, so this deity lends a special flavor to the city of Madurai along with the Tamil culture that is omnipresent here. Now, the different decorations of the goddess during various festive occasions are a pleasure and never to be missed. Now, the name and fame that Madurai city obtained over the centuries and the well-being of the citizens are, according to belief, entirely due to the presence of temple in the center of the city presiding goddess Meenakshi. Alright, so it went to the extent of being accorded to the status of one of the wonders of the world. If you didn't know that, I learned this fact, to be honest, this morning. Devin coming in saying it's Goinda, it's Govinda, Govinda. We say Goinda, Goinda, Govinda. I've been taught by many gurus from different places. Okay, so anyway, the image of the goddess, right? Let's talk about the image of the goddess. Now, we're talking about Meenakshi Sundareswara, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. So the image of the goddess is in standing posture with the right arm carrying a flower. Remember, we were discussing this yesterday. We said we're going to go into depth of this deity, this goddess. Now, so she is in good standing posture, right? So we mentioned the right arm is carrying a flower and the left arm suspended along the body. Now, a green parrot is seated on the right shoulder. It is up on the screen, right? Okay, so as you can see it as I'm explaining it to you. So a green parrot is seated on the right shoulder and the face beams with resplendent beauty. The ornamental, it's called the kirita, known as a crown. Okay, and it is also conformity with the Nayakar hairstyle. Okay, and with the left side konde hairdo. My granny used to always say your konde. You know, so this is traditionally known as Mambasak konde, and it's in English it means mango-shaped chigon. Now the goddess is seen with the right foot slightly forward of the feet, and it's okay. The right foot is slightly forward of the left foot, and as if it were about to walk towards, or as she was about to walk to her devotees. Alright, so interact with us in studio today. We're talking about Meenakshi Devi. As I'm talking about her description, you're welcome to join us. We got Devin Naidu coming in on YouTube saying green color represents both life and food. Thank you so much. Did you know that?
No.
Because green is my favorite color, by the way, Devin. Okay, he says, thus Madurai Meenakshi unites with Shiva, Purusha, and life begins. Thank you for that insight. Thank you for that information. It's very informative. I won't lie. I didn't even know why green. What was not why green. The significance of the green.
Yeah.
You know, I just thought every Sami has different forms and then the different colors and the stories behind it. So thank you for the story. We needed to hear that. I didn't even know.
I didn't know.
And you know, when we were doing media work for the Meenakshi temple in the south, and our graphic designer made Meenakshi Amma wear a different sari. They usually like to have a green sari on the adverts, right? And they were shouting the graphics guy to change the color green, and he had no time on his hands. He finished his seva, he's done his work, he's got other work to do, you know. And then the ladies all got together and started shouting at him, it has to be green. So thank you for the significance of the green. Now we know the importance of it.
Yeah.
Now when they shout us, we know.
We know.
Alright, we got Devin Naidu coming in explaining more or sharing with us more about Meenakshi Sundareswara. He says she sustains all life forms until each life form transforms to another form, which we ignorantly refer as death. That's true. Thank you for the teachings, Devin. That's wow. I've never read that anyway. You?
No, I've never. Even the stories don't.
Yeah.
The stories don't really explain that much.
Yes, it doesn't. Thank you so much for that, Devin. All right, so let's talk about this great goddess. Okay, so Pritesh, tell us about this great goddess.
Okay.
What do you?
Here's another story, part 2 today. Okay.
Okay.
In the Hindu mythology, the gods are also active to their consorts called the Devis, right? So, like, you know, you say Devi this, Devi that. So,
yes.
It's basically that, right? The goddess Meenakshi is the embodiment of nature, and it is the Devis who keep this world moving. She's like another form of earth and a symbol of fertility, and she is the most generous in answering your prayers. Like how we said, she doesn't close her eyes, like how the fish doesn't close her eyes. She's answering everyone's prayers. the great mother goddess is also called Mahadevi, not Mahadev, Mahadevi, right?
Can I pause you there? I'm getting a little confused. Jai Shri Ram,
Jai Shri
Doris
Ram.
Hamati. Thank you so much. If I'm pronouncing your surname incorrectly, please forgive me, right? Welcome to the show. This is your first time. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you haven't done it already. Okay, so Doris, if you're still there, and Devon, if you're still there, please help us with this. You're talking about Mahadev, right?
Yeah.
And then remember we were talking about the different forms of Ma.
Yeah.
I wanted to know, when you say, if you can help us out with this, Devon. We're having an actual big contradiction, and it's not an argument, it's a bad discussion that nobody's agreeing with in studio. The entire the Journey team wants to know if Kanaka Durga Ma, Mahadev, and Meenakshi Sundareswara are they the same god in different religions, or how does it turn out? Those three names I've given you. If you don't mind, you can even send me a private message a little bit later. It would be nice, because we end up in a discussion earlier about we're going to do Kanaka Durga Ma again more in depth, right? Because it is Ma's month, it's almost finished. So we decided that we're going to do the show again in depth on Kanaka Durga Ma. It ends up, we want to know if Durga Ma and Kanaka Durga Ma are the one and same god, just different names because of different religions or different language maybe. Sometimes there's a different language barrier, but it's the same god. So remember the conversation we had
before. Yeah.
So we didn't know if we should take it further or invite other guests or more, should we say, educated people on this
to
topic.
give us more knowledge about this.
Honestly speaking, I didn't learn about Kanaka Durga Ma until I went to the East End. I'm being honest. I went to Whitewood Street Temple, I went to go learn. I was like, woo, what's this bar? And they're like, oh, Roti girl, you don't know Durga Ma. And then I'm like, what, is it the same? And every time I asked this question, unfortunately, the people who were teaching me were too busy.
Too busy.
Only when it was that time, it's strange. For 8 years, it's still strange. Okay, but anyway, Devon, Doris, if you are there, please help us out with that information. If it's not even now, even a bit later, it's okay. You can comment later. Even at the bottom of the screen, we'll see the comments. All right, so please do carry on about Mahadevi. Yeah.
Okay, as I said, the mother goddess is also called Mahadevi, right? And she is believed to be the Shakti or power of the gods. She is the life force that animates the world and is both generous and creative, as also a fierce opponent of evil. And when faced by evil, she is transformed into a warrior like the great goddess Durga. Everyone knows Durga is the fighting god, not fighting god, that form she takes. The word Devi simply means the goddess, and she has many aspects from being pleasant to angry. The Devi is like the power of nature, and Hindus have imagined her in many different ways. As Parvati, the kind mother, sorry if I pronounce it, Annapurna, the generous provider of food, and also as the strong, the ruthless fighter Durga, who protects the earth from evil, and Kali, or Kali Mata as most of us know, who is both angry and destructive.
Okay, so we got Doris coming in as we were talking about all the Ma's, right? Doris says one god, different outer. I didn't get the last one. Is it one god? Are they the same? Are Durga Ma and Kanaka Durga Ma the same?
Because don't quote me if I'm wrong, and like how we read all the stories, they say like Mother Parvati, she comes in this form, so maybe that's also the form, but just like in another, like how you said, language, or like how people pronounce it. So.
Okay, Doris, sorry to make you work.
If you could elaborate more.
Just tell us, are you saying it's one god? And then, what do you mean one god, different outer? Now you confused me, like you're saying all the options. Sorry, if you are elder than me, I address you as Auntie Doris. Sorry about that if you are elder than me. But Doris, thank you for joining the show. Okay, so we're still talking about Meenakshi Devi, right? Sorry, Meenakshi Sundareswara. Now, let's take a look at the figure of the goddess, right? We're looking, you can see at the top left of your screen, right? Now, the figure of goddess Meenakshi, right? It's perfect. What do you think?
Perfect figure.
Alright, so the figure of goddess Meenakshi is actually perfect, right? It's a perfect blend of beauty, of grace, of benevolence, poise, and the facial expression revealing the shyness as if she is awaiting her lord's arrival, kind of thing. You know, it's beautiful to look at.
Yes.
And the parrot on her right hand and the gracefully suspended left arm have been the subject of adulation by inspired poets. And the shining attire with multi-colored garlands enhances the brilliance of her bejeweled ornaments. The high-rise crown set with the precious stones, the look of the compassion in the face, leisurely standing posture, all add to the divinity of the image of the goddess, making the devotees experience sanctity and, mainly peace as well, the peace as its presence, you know? Okay, so let's look at, once Madurai was ruled by the king. Let's tell a bit of a story. You know, with religion and culture, it's always with a story. Even when you're reading scriptures in the Bible, it's a story for you to understand, you know. All right, as we're waiting for all the viewers. Okay, so once Madurai was ruled by the king, or should I say by a king by the name of Malad Java. Okay, I'm going to say this slowly. Malayat Vaja, rather. There we go. So it's Malayat Vaja Pandian. His wife was Kanchana Malai, and unfortunately they were not blessed with a child for quite a long period. So they conducted a yaga, and meaning an act of propitiation propitiation to the gods. It's called Putra Kumesti Yaga. Alright, a beautiful 3-year-old female child was granted to them, which appeared from the fire of Dev Yaga spontaneously. Okay, and this child had 3 breasts. We mentioned the story yesterday, right? So we're just going more in depth with today. So this child had 3 breasts in its body, and this caused distress to the royal couple. Okay, now Malad Yadvajan and Kanchanana Malai also they asked good Almighty for a male child again. Okay, and a male child who would carry out the affairs of the kingdom, and they beseeched help from the God again. There was a voice from heaven that spoke thus: do not think that this is an ordinary female child. You know, when you get a blessing, just wait. You know, accept what you've got. Don't ask for more. You are grateful. Okay, so nurture it. The God, the elder, the big God that they were asking. They said they seeked help from the God again. Right now, the voice that was from heaven spoke and said, do not think that this is an ordinary female child. They also said, he also says, nurture it the way you would treat a male child and make her the queen. And then when she sees her suitor, one breast of hers will automatically disappear. And they named the child Tada Tagai and took abundant care in bringing her up. At the appropriate time, she was crowned the queen of Madurai. From that day onwards, she held the scepter of royal power and ruled over Madurai. Now let's look at the effacing of Indra's sin, right? I don't know if you guys know this part. This part I wasn't aware of. Okay, so Devin has come in on YouTube. Please put up directory. He says, we'll check it out for you guys. Thank you so much, Devin. You know, we appreciate the help. Alright, so let's go to the effacing of the Indra's sins, which we did not discuss yesterday. Okay, so the first of the Puranas refers to the origins of Madurai, right? And then it's the divine association of the Meenakshi Sundareswara temple. Sorry, the misspelling here, sorry. Okay, so Hinduism has a strong belief in reincarnation, as we all know as Hindus. And the principle of karma, that acts of one life have ramifications, not only in the afterlife, but also in the next birth. As a consequence, great emphasis is laid on leading a pure, sin-free life, and in the event where a sin is committed, they go through severe austerities and for purification and cleansing. This is where the divine powers of Madurai come to demigods and come to rescue, as illustrated in an interesting tale, where not only humans but even gods and demigods can seek cleansing in its sacred environs. All right, so tell us about the first antidote. Go for it.
The first antidote deals with an episode where Indra's son, if
It's okay, take it
Yeah.
slow. It's okay.
if I can't even say this word. It's all.
Oh, it's effaced.
Effaced.
Yeah.
The legend goes thus: Indra, the chief of the Devas, had to kill a demon who was terrorizing the three worlds, for which he waged a war against the Aruras. Unfortunately, the demon was a high-born Brahmin whose slain brought upon Indra a grave sin. Indra tried various means to rid himself of the sin, but to no avail. Once in the realm of humans, passing through the forest of Kadamba trees, Indra felt the burden being miraculously lifted. Reviled of his sin, he looked for the source and found a Shiva lingam of
It's okay, take it easy.
a Shiva lingam of incomparable beauty and exponential prowess in the shades of the Kadamba tree. Next to the tree was a golden lily pond where Indra proceeded to cleanse himself by bathing in its waters, offering the gold lily to the Shiva lingam.
Okay.
Or lingaya.
Yeah, it's a Shiva lingam. Okay. Alright, so basically, if you're got the effacing of Indra's son, right? Okay, so let's look at the Meenakshi's encounter with Shiva, but let's keep it vibey. I know educating it gets a bit boring, especially when there's too much of information. When we come back, we'll talk a bit more about Meenakshi Sundareswara. But coming up next, we've got Hiramoney from America. Check them out.
సకల లోకములకు సద్గురువనుచు సకల లోకములకు సద్గురువనుచు సకల లోకములకు సద్గురువనుచు సదా తడనుచు హరిగు సకల లోకములకు సద్గురువనుచు సదా తడనుచు హరిగు ప్రకటం బుగగీతిలో సంగేదే ప్రకటం బుగగీతిలో సంగేదే ಕೀರ್ತಿನು ಸಂಗನೆ ಗರಿ ಧನಿ ಬರಿ ಧನಿ ಬವ ಧನಿ ಬವ ಗನಿ ಬರಿ ಧನಿ ಪ್ರಕಟಂ ಭುಗ ಕೀರ್ತಿನು ಸಂಗನೆ ಪ್ರಕಟಂ ಭುಗ ಕೀರ್ತಿನು ಸಂಗನೆ ಸಾ ಗರಿ ಧನಿ ಬನಿ ಧನಿ ಬಮ ಪ ಧನಿ ಬಮ ಗಮ ಗಮ ಬನಿ ಧ ಪ್ರಕಟಂ ಭುಗ ಕೀರ್ತಿನು ಸಂಗನೆ ಪ್ರಕಟಂ ಭುಗ ಕೀರ್ತಿನು ಸಂಗ ಗಟ್ಟಿ ಸರಿ ಸನಿ ಸಟ್ಟಿ ಬನಿ ಸನಿ ಪಮ ಪ ಗಮ ಬನಿ ಪ್ರಕಟಂ ಭುಗ ಕೀರ್ತಿನು ಸಂಗನೆ ಪಣಿ ಮಾಮ ಪಣಿ ಬ ಬ ಬ ಮ ಬನಿ ನಿ ಬಮ ಬನಿ ಮ ಬ ಗಮ ನಿ ಮ ಗರಿ ನಿ ಸ ಪಮ ಪಮ ಗಮ ಬನಿ ಪಮ ಬನಿ ನಿ 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 ಬನಿ ದಾನಿ ಮ ಬನಿ ದಾನಿ ಮ ಬಗರಿ ದಾನಿ ಮ ಬರಿ ಸ ಮ ಬನಿ ದಾನಿ ಬನಿ ದಾನಿ ನಿ ದಾನಿ ಗರಿ ದಾನಿ 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 ನಿ ದಾನಿ ನಿ ಸ ಬನಿ ಬನಿ ಮ ಮ ಮ ಮ ಗ ಮ ಗ ನಿ ಗ ಮ ಮ ಗ ಸ ನಿ ಬನಿ ನಿ ಬನಿ ನಿ ಬ ಮ ಗ ಮ ಬನಿ ಬ ಬ ಸ ಸ ದಾನಿ ದ ದಾನಿ ದ ದಾನಿ ದಾನಿ ನಿ ದಾನಿ ದಾನಿ ನಿ ದಾನಿ ನಿ ದಾನಿ ನಿ ದಾನಿ ದಾನಿ ಬನಿ ದಾನಿ ಸ ಬನಿ ಮ ರೆ ಮ ಗರಿ ದಾನಿ ಸ ಬ ಬ ಮ ಬನಿ ನಿ ಬ ಬನಿ ನಿ ಬ ಮ ಮ ಗರಿ ದಾನಿ ಸ ಬ ಮ ಮ ದಾನಿ ದಾನಿ ಬ ಮ ಮ ಸ ನಿ ಸ ನಿ ಬ ಮ ಮ ದಾನಿ ಬ ಮ ಗರಿ ದಾನಿ ಸ ಸ ಸ ಮ ಮ ಗರಿ ದಾನಿ ದ ಗರಿ ಗ ಮ ಬನಿ ದಾನಿ ಬ ಮ ಗರಿ ದಾನಿ ದ ಗರಿ ನಿ ಗ ಬನಿ ಬ ಬ ಗ ಮ ಗರಿ ಗರಿ ದ ನಿ ದಾನಿ ಬ ಮ ಬನಿ ಗಟ್ಟಿ ಚನಿ ಸ ನಿ ಚಟ್ಟಿ ಬಟ್ಟಿ ಸಾಟಿ ಪ ಮ ಪ ಗರಿ ಸ ಗರಿ ದಾನಿ ಬ ಗರಿ ದಾನಿ ಬ ಮ ಗ ಪ ಬನಿ ಪ ಮ ಪಟ್ಟಿ ಸಟಿ ಪಟ್ಟಿ ಚನಿ ಸ ಗ ಮ ಬನಿ ಬ ಮ ಗ ಮ ಬನಿ ಬ ಮ ಬನಿ ದಾನಿ ಬ ಗ ಮ ಬನಿ ಬ ಮ ಬನಿ ದಾನಿ ಸ ಗಟ್ಟಿ ಚನಿ ಸ ನಿ ಚಟ್ಟಿ ಬಟ್ಟಿ ಸಾಟಿ ಪ ಮ ಪ ಗರಿ ಗರಿ ದಾನಿ ಬನಿ ಗರಿ ಗರಿ ದಾನಿ ಬನಿ ಸಟ್ಟಿ ದಾನಿ ಬ ಮ ಮ ಗಟ್ಟಿ ಸ ನಿ ಸಟ್ಟಿ ಸಾಟಿ ಮ ಪ್ರಕಟಂ ಭುಗ ಕೀರ್ತಿನು ಸಂಗನೆ ಪ್ರಕಟಂ ಭುಗ ಕೀರ್ತಿನು ಸಂಗನೆ ಭಾವುಕ ತ್ಯಾಗರಾಜನು ಭಾವುಕ ತ್ಯಾಗರಾಜನು ಭಾವುಕ ತ್ಯಾಗರಾಜನು ಭಾವುಕ ತ್ಯಾಗರಾಜನು ತಾಂ ತಕದೀಂ ತದೀಂ ತಕ ತಾಂ ತಕದೀಂ ತದೀಂ ತಕ ಭಾವುಕ ತ್ಯಾಗರಾಜನು ವರನಾರದ ನಾರಾಯಣ ಸ್ಮರಣ ಅನುಭವ ಮುದರ ವರನಾರದ
Govinda, Govinda. Welcome back from there. Oh my God, I got so disorientated. I was getting like spiritual here.
Like vibes, huh?
I swear to God, Kiran and Nivy from US of A, guys. The uncle in the back, I need to get his name. We need to play this again one of the days. Maybe on Monday show. I hope so. We'll ask the director to play it there. My God, I forgot that I was on a show. It's that crazy.
Crazy, yeah.
Well done, girls. These girls are great, so lovely. They were pop performers before, and they used to do a lot of English music. And all of us, I think these girls found their part, and they're just killing it. I love it. Alright guys, if you just joined the show, we're talking about the origins of Meenakshi Sundareswara part 2, and we've got Devin Naidu coming in. He says the main icon of Meenakshi shows her holding a parrot, symbol of karma, which you mentioned before, and he also says a god of love. She also has a small dagger on her waistband, and reminding everyone who is the overlord. That's good. Yeah. Alright, we'll talk about this a little bit more straight after this commercial break.
You can do anything. All you need is determination. And a fresh pair of these nallies. But what's the point of looking like Injay game if all your money is on your feet and your dreams go up in flames? In this world of doing it for Ikram, do you want a bank that takes your money or a bank that takes your money seriously?
Vanakkam.
Namaste.
Namaskaram.
Sai Ram.
Jai Shri Ram.
Swami Sarnamayappa. Om Shakti.
Parashakti.
Welcome back, everybody. We're still streaming live in Lanesia South on Actonville TV. This is the Journey Show. If you just joined us, and you know myself, Kimera and Pritesh. I know you know. Yeah, so welcome back, everyone. So we spoke about basically the origins, right? We mentioned we had Devan Naidu helping us out. We had also daughters come in and say a little something, and kuch hota hai. You know, so we spoke about the effacing of Indra's son. We spoke about the origins of Meenakshi Devi. We spoke about the description of Meenakshi Devi as well, or should I say Meenakshi Sundareswara if you would prefer me calling her by her full name. Let's talk about Meenakshi's encounter with Shiva. Do you want to talk about that? Do you want to?
We did talk about that a bit.
We did. We mentioned okay. So let's go a little bit in depth with this. Thank you to Dr. P.K. Maestri for the information. So let's look at it's called the Tandata guy who ruled Madurai. Okay. So the Tandata guy who ruled Madurai wanted to conquer the world. Okay, and ventured boldly with her army in all directions. So after conquering all of heaven and earth, finally she reached Mount Kailash in order to evolve Lord Shiva in a battle. Quite cool, huh? So Lord Shiva in a battle, Lord Shiva was informed of this matter by Nandi, and he readied himself to confront Tandata. So as she faced Lord Shiva one-on-one, okay, Tandata became shy and the middle of her third breast disappeared. So her minister Sumati reminded her of the voice from the heaven that had predicted this to happen. This symbolizes the principle that one can approach God only when the central ills of life, namely your ego, your illusion, and pride, disappear completely. That's what it basically, the story behind it is for. Okay, so Lord Shiva appeared in Madurai in Somasundara and married the guy who was none other than Meenakshi Shamai herself, the master of ceremonies, the Purohit, was Brahmadeva, and who performed the marriage rituals and the yaga. Now Meenakshi's brother Lord Vishnu poured the ceremonial water to solemnize the marriage, and this was celebrated with the blessings of all assembled and to the happiness of all these worlds. So there was a celestial wedding that actually took place. Remember we spoke about the wedding yesterday,
yeah.
but we didn't go into depth. Right, so okay, so tell us about the celestial wedding.
Okay, we talked yesterday, Lord Vishnu came to give away the bride to his sister,
Okay.
So now we're gonna go in more depth, right?
Okay.
Lord Shiva and Tanda.
Say it slowly.
Yeah.
English speaking folks.
English speaking, but these words are.
Say it slowly,
yeah.
dear.
Tanda the guy, right?
Okay.
Returned to Madurai when the king where the king had organized the coronation of his daughter to be followed by her marriage to Lord Vishnu the next day. It was to be arranged in the grandest possible fashion with the entire population on attendance. Scholars, poets, artists and artisans, kings and queens and peoples from all walks of life were all invited to the great event without discrimination. That's a very big wedding. Devas, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's Gandharvas.
Gandharvas and Vidya.
Should I help you with this
please.
one? Okay, let me help you with this. Okay, so guys, we're still talking about the celestial wedding, right? Now the Devas, the Gandharvas, the Vidyadharas, the Rishis and the Siddhas were also in the invitees list. Okay, so all roads actually led to Madurai, and a huge congregation assembled there as if Madurai suddenly became the center of the universe. So Vishnu, the brother, which you did tell us yesterday, he shared with us yesterday. Pritesh shared with us yesterday. Sorry, I'm just saying he. Remember I told my mother she. Who's she? The kid's mother. Okay, anyway, sorry, getting back into it. Vishnu, the brother of Meenakshi, was actually proceeding to Madurai from Vaikantam and his abode in heaven. For Kanika Danam, meaning the bestowing, it's bestowing the bride to the groom basically. That's what the Kanika Danam actually is. Now, when his passage was delayed by a trick played by Lord Indra, you all know the story. Vishnu saw this through the deception and saw through the deception rather, and manifested himself in both places at the same time. So he managed to preside over the marriage ceremony and performed Kanika Danam ritual in the form of Tiruparadaram and Pavalakaniva Perumal. So this is being celebrated even to this day as Chettirai Tiruvitsa, meaning Chettirai festival. I'm sure you know of the Chettirai festival.
Yeah.
Alright, so during the rule of Tirumalai Nayakar, this was linked to the Kalasakar and became part of the Asakar festival. So this was the celestial wedding of the Meenakshi Amma. If we didn't deliver this message or the story appropriately or properly, please forgive us, as this was a very difficult task for us. The pronunciation really caught us off guard, but hey, I hope we did a good job. If we didn't, Devan Naidu, if you're still there, sir, Doris Himati, if you're still there, please interact with us in studio today as we're still talking about the origins of Meenakshi Sundareswara. Coming up next, to keep you well entertained and good, and you know, your energies are important in Hinduism. Yeah. I think in any culture, energies are important. Yeah. Anyway, coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, Baby Nashara. Govinda, Govinda. Baby Nishara from Durban, ladies and gentlemen. Praising Venkateshwara. You know, I love it. It's almost Pratasi time. Pratasi time, guys. I think I grew up now. You know, I'm fasting every year, 30 days full. But I partied enough in my past when I was young, in my 20s. So I think I should give myself to the Samis completely now, right? Yeah. All right. We've got Devin Naidu coming in on YouTube as we're talking about the origins of Meenakshi Sundareswara. He comes in with, the second last message is the reason for green feathers and red beak, which associates it with fertility. The red beak represents the red earth before the rain, and the green feathers represent the green earth after the rain. Wow. Did you know this?
No, I didn't.
Thank you. Romba Nandri, Devin. Thank you so much. And then he next message, he says, softly cooked rice mixed with 3 times jaggery. Am I saying it correctly?
Yeah, jaggery.
Jaggery. And a lot of ghee is offered to the Holy Mother Meenakshi goddess as prasadam. Wow. Let me see this again, guys. I'm not going to go back on the show. Wait. Rice mixed with 3 times. That's nice. So that's the food for for Meenakshi Devi.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much for that, Devin Naidu. Next message coming in again from Devin Naidu from YouTube. He says, Goddess Meenakshi, the reigning deity at the Meenakshi Amman temple in Madurai, loves a malige so much that she literally baths in the fragrant flowers 6 times a day. Thank you so much. Wow. Hey, where did you get all this information? They haven't researched it. Thank you so much for this information. You are very, very well learned about Meenakshi Devi. I couldn't find information on this goddess. I swear to God, I suffered. Remember, guys, we do this as a hobby. This is our seva. We don't get paid to do this, so this is our hobby, and we have different things that we do to make a living. So thank you guys so much for helping us to make this show beautiful today. Thank you so much, Devin Naidu, Mr. Naidu. Thank you very, very much. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, as we're still talking about Meenakshi Devi or Meenakshi Sundareswara, let's take a quick short break. We'll come back straight after this commercial break.
Vanakkam.
Namaste.
Namaskaram.
Sai Ram.
Jai Shri Ram.
Swami Saranamayyappa. Om Shakti.
Shakti.
Welcome back, everybody. All right, jumping back into it. You know our names, you know the name of the show. Welcome back. We're talking about Meenakshi Sundareswara. And join us in conversation if you just joined us, but we're coming towards the end of the show. But we'd like to discuss a little bit more before we go. If it was too much information, I hope the show is a good show. It's not a lot of information to take in one go. It's like going to a lecture or going to school. After 20 minutes, your attention span is like...
Yeah. What happened here now?
Yeah.
Did we finish?
Excuse me. Okay. So let's get back into it. Let's talk about quickly. We spoke about the celestial wedding, right? There's a difference between the celestial wedding and the wedding of Meenakshi Sundareswara. Now, if you missed the beginning of the show, please, while we're live, you can still scroll back with your bar on YouTube and watch the show again. Or you can click on the link and watch it over and over and over and over and over. Alright, so let's look at the wedding of Meenakshi Sundareswara, right? Very, very interesting deity. Very beautiful, poised deity. Alright, so on the let's talk about the 10th day. Because we spoke about the celestial wedding and now we're talking about wedding of Meenakshi Sundareswara, right? So on the 10th day of the Chitrai festival, the wedding of Meenakshi with Sundareswara is celebrated. Now this takes place at the junction of the West Adividi, okay? And the North Adividi near Tirupa, it's called Tirupukas, I think I'm saying it correctly, the Tirupukas Mandapam. Now, in this festival, both Lord Subramanya and Pavalakkanivaya, also known as Pavalakkanivaya Perumal, also participate. Now, once Shiva priest takes the role of the Sundareswara and the other role of Meenakshi in exchange, and exchange garlands rather. Sorry. Should I say it again? Would it make sense if I say it again?
Yeah.
Okay. So one Shiva priest takes the role of Sundareswara and the other role of Meenakshi and the exchange garlands, right? So Tirumangalam is presented to Meenakshi and traditional ceremonies as any Hindu marriage are also performed. So the accompanying, I've got an accompanying picture. I wish I had another one to show you guys, but it shows the garland and the grand wedding scene of the divine couple. And you know, I wish we had the copyrights to put this picture up. I don't think we're allowed to. It doesn't belong to us. But we should actually make a plan to get a picture. Because we don't have the one in this Meenakshi temple. We need to get another one from India. So that was the wedding of the Meenakshi Sundareswara. Yeah, wedding. Okay, let's talk about the coronation. Yeah, let's talk about the coronation of Meenakshi Amma.
This is the coronation of Meenakshi Amma, okay? Maduri city is often called the city of festivals. Major festival of Meenakshi temple are the float festival, the Chitri festival and the Avni Mula festival. They are primarily met for public benefit and go by the name
the Sabavi.
Sabavi Desh. I'm so sorry.
It's the Sabavi Diksha.
Yeah, Sabavi Diksha. These festivals benefit those who are unable to get to the temple and worship the Lord. The Lord Himself deciding to come around the streets in procession. So I'm so sorry about this.
The Chitrai.
The Chitrai festival is one such a famous festival which takes place for 12 days. On the 8th day, coronation of Meenakshi Amma is celebrated. On that occasion, the chief trustee of the temple takes the role of the Padya king and presents the sculpture of the goddess Meenakshi in a very impressive ceremony. The sight of goddess Meenakshi in her coronation dress is never to miss spectacle.
Okay, so that was the coronation of Meenakshi Amma. Guys, we missed what shame. Yeah, Pritesh is having a bad time remembering or should I say pronouncing the names. So if you missed that whole thing, I can do it for you again. But let us know. We can actually redo the whole show again. We don't mind. It's our hobby to be extreme live. Okay, so for those of you who missed it, Meenakshi Sundareswara. I'm saying it so nicely now. Yesterday I was struggling. Okay, so this goddess has many names. Just a quick one so you guys know, right? Okay, so we all call Meenakshi Sundareswara different names like Mahadevi. Okay, some people are referred to as Adya Shakti, Amma, Sakti, Parvati, Gauri, Chandika, Chamunda, Kali, Durga, Anupama, Garija, Rudrani, Bhairavi, Ambika, Vijaya, Kushiki, Kamakshi, and Meenakshi, Vishalakshi, Sarvamangala, Shakabari, Tara, Baravi, Jagaddatri. Yo. That was hard. Jagadhatri. Okay, so I got that right. Apologies for laughing. We're not mocking the culture or religion at all.
It's just the names.
It's tough on us, but hey, we decided to take this upon us. As we promised, this will be our seva. We did take our vows and we hope that it goes well.
Yes.
Please forgive us again. Devin Naidu, thank you so much for being a sport. Thanks so much for being such a sport and helping us with our work. He comes in on YouTube, so he did mention a lot of information. What I liked was how he explains the color green.
Color green, yes.
Thank you so much, Mr. Naidu. All right, guys. We've come towards the end of the show, and let's take a look at our 108 principles of the value system from the Tirukural. What's our lesson today?
Today's lesson is number 43. Have hope.
You got hope?
Yeah,
I have faith. You know, hope and faith. If I have daughters like twins, if I ever do, I'd name them Hope and Faith. I swear to God I will. Alright, coming up next, before you guys go, if you need anybody to do the following services regarding religion and spirituality, if you need a guru rather, a teacher, Guru Indresan's available for you guys. So if you need anybody to do your Jandagam, your astrological readings known as your Panchagam, he's available. He also does your Navagraha Shanti, your house prayers, your business prayers, your car prayers, your temple and hall weddings, your ceremonies like your 16 days and your 1 year, your Janda prayers, your auspicious Hawans, and not forgetting your Kumbha Abhishekams. You can contact Guru Indresan on 081-325-0115. If you missed the number, it's 081-325-0115. Alright, so that's all the time we have for today.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to say to the viewers?
No.
He's so shy. He just started streaming with me, guys. So he's learning as well as you. So please support him and support us. And we'll do this again tomorrow, same time, same place. I try not to be late tomorrow. Depends on load shedding as well. Alright, so from myself, Kimera, Heeralal.
Vanakkam.
Namaste.
Namaskaram.
Sai Ram.
Jai Shri Ram.
Swami Saranammayappa. Om Shakti.
Pra Shakti.
Good night, everyone.